So I first started going to Vintage Grace about 6 years ago, a little bit after they first opened, and VG became such a strong and important family in my life very quickly. And I got to get involved in a lot of cool things. I was a base camp leader, I was in their youth group, and by the end of high school, I got baptized at Hume Lake. After high school, I went to a school in Las Vegas, Nevada for my freshman year, and things went downhill pretty quickly. I was 17, living away from my parents for the first time in Las Vegas, and I like to joke that I was living every teenager's dream and every parent's nightmare. And I didn't have the Christian community around me that I had when I was at Vintage Grace, and so it was almost instant when I started giving into all the normal temptations that society brings you as a freshman in college. I started partying, you got drinking, drugs, a whole lot of stuff that does not glorify Jesus. After my first year at UNLV, I ended up moving back home. I was feeling pretty lost and just ashamed at the way that I had been living, and so I reached out to my old mentors from when I was in high school, and they were just able to speak so much love and truth into me and welcome me back. And so I slowly but surely started getting more involved with Vintage Grace stuff. I was volunteering on Sundays with the kids in Sunday service, and then I ended up being a youth group leader. My life has turned upside down from being a youth group leader. The people that I get to work with and volunteer with have taught me so much about what it really means to live a life that glorifies God and what it means to love people the way Jesus loves people. And out of the love that God has shown them and given them, they have poured into me, which is really cool. As a youth group leader, I get to take that love and then pour it back into the students that God's given me. God is just the ultimate redeemer, and he can redeem any person in any situation, and he took the life of darkness that I was living in at UNLV, and he was the light and brought me out of that. And I've gotten so many cool opportunities to be able to share that with other people in hopes to inspire them and bring them closer to God. And a couple Wednesdays ago at youth group, I was able to share that in front of all the students and kind of give a message with it. A couple of my friends from UNLV ended up seeing the sermon that I gave about my time there and how God's changed me since then, and they've reached out and have started asking me questions, and I've been able to speak some truth into their lives, and that's just been so amazing. Over the past few years, I have had such a privilege of being able to walk with my students in their faith journey, and I've been able to see them grow in incredible ways. So I'm just so excited to see what God does in their lives, because they're amazing and God is going to use them in such big ways.